Hi everyone, it's me Kirsten. I'm here at St. John the Divine Orphans and Outreach in Randfontein in Machlakeng. Why can't I say that center?
Fine.
Tell us, Patricia, how do you pronounce it?
Machlakeng.
Machlakeng. One day I will get it. But Patricia has done a phenomenal work right here in this community over the past 17 years. So tell us, please, what is it that started the vision?
Chris, it's nice to invite me. I always like to be seen, especially for what I'm doing, so that I can also invite people to be in partnership with us. There's an opportunity for me. My name is Patricia. As Chris has told you, we started this project as an outreach of the church sometimes in 2002. And by that time, we had a challenge of HIV/AIDS, which was so rife and so high. People were dying, leaving children behind. And there was this beautiful woman in our church called Pam Jamison, who is a nursing sister by profession, and she was taking care of the sick people. But then people started dying and leave the children behind. So then we didn't have any choice but start to take care of these children. That's where it started.
Wonderful. And so how many children did you start with initially?
Wow, when we started, within a short space of time, we had about 750 children.
Such a great need.
We were registering children every week. In some stage, we had 34 children who were taking care of their baby sisters. In other words, 34 child-headed families.
Sure. So now, 17 years later, fortunately, due to what the government has done to help stop the epidemic of AIDS, how many children are you serving at the moment?
At the moment, we're having only about 420 children, of which we don't register a lot, and we more on development than any other thing, because we cannot stop taking care of vulnerable children, because the main purpose is to mobilize for the children's right in South Africa according to the Constitution of Children's Rights. So make sure that they access all that's supposed to access for their psychosocial development. These at the moment start from 2 up to 18, even more, those who are already at the college.
Okay, so 19 or so.
Yeah, 19
Wow,
so.
so you can see them all the way through.
We can see all that, although the bigger number or the larger number that is forever at the center, because our model is community home-based care, where the children are still staying with the grannies, the aunt, but do come to the center in the afternoon. So the number that love to come to the center, enjoy, dance, do all this lovely thing, is from that 6 to 14 years old. However, the 15 up sometimes do come slow because of some other challenges that they do have, homework assistant, other extraordinary things that they're doing at school. But however, also, we need more help as how to address the children who are over 15 years, because at the moment we don't have so much skilled people to help us with that. But there is a need. As long as we can design a model that can take care of the 15-year-old, with a very, very interesting and important program, then we'll definitely start to do that, as we are doing it the best to the 6 to 14. What they do actually, first of all, they eat lunch, cooked meals, of course.
And all hot meals?
Hot meals, of course.
Okay,
Your sam with beans, sometimes soup, sometimes rice.
It always smells
With,
wonderful.
it's lekker when you go to, sometimes even dumpling.
Oh,
When it's cold,
delicious.
with soup. Sometimes with bones. Oh, they love their bones.
I'm sure.
They love the bones that is donated by our local lady here who owns Spa. She gives us soup. She gives us bones, and we prepare nice bone soup in the kitchen.
So after lunch, do they do...
After lunch, then they wash their hands, then they separate according to the programs. Some go and do homework. Those who still have some homework, because the grannies cannot help them with homework. So we do help them with homework, and some go and do some dancing, some campus dance, some play chess.
I know you have 2 dance groups, is that right? You have the Serafina dance group, which is made up of about 20 girls.
Yes.
And they do a lot of dances and shows in the community?
Oh, they're doing it excellent. Remember, one of our objectives is to identify children and help them to develop their potential. Up to now, I can say this Sarafina has really developed their potential so good that they've been going and dance in front of celebrities in Cape Town,
Amazing.
in Durban. They had flew to Cape Town. It was so exciting. Recently, on the 21st of March, in South Africa, it's Human Rights Day. They were dancing in front of the mayor and some other celebrities. Really, they do it with passion, and it has given them so much confidence.
That's phenomenal, just to
Yes.
broaden their horizons. and, as you
Definitely,
say,
definitely.
increase their
You know what?
self-esteem.
People even like to relate with them. People will say, we like to be like Sarafinas.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, they're even attracting more ordinary children who are not disadvantaged as them, but they sort of
They aspire
relate
to-
and they are inspired and they are building other children self-esteem.
Brilliant. And
Yeah.
So you also mentioned you have the chess club, you have a soccer group,
Definitely,
and
yes.
then you do story time, and then
Yes.
have a chance to play with toys
And
other
homework
games.
assistance and soccer, of course. And sometimes we do counsel them and they do some knitting and some beadswork as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Now, I also know that you have an amazing team of women who sew different items to help supplement the income of St. John's. Is that right? What do they do?
Definitely. So we do believe in making our country green. So from the resource that we receive from Tiger Brand, we use the container there, or for instance, a plastic bag that contains the mealie. We make a lovely apron, and some we make bags, and even the one for Tiger Brand, and we sell to make some more little money, so that then you can buy your fish oil, we can pay electricity, and we can buy some cleaning material as well as toilet roll.
Wonderful. And I know you also have a lovely vegetable garden that helps supplement some of the food, for example, with herbs and lettuce and millies.
And fresh spinach.
Wonderful.
We do have spinach that we have from our garden. We've got your mint, and we've got a lot of other herbs. And more than that, we also take care of our small Langana garden in our small homes. For instance, recently we did planted trees that
Okay.
give our yards beautiful, and it also prevent soil erosion through one of our funders, Tiger Brand. Vision for our center is that, remember, in the beginning, we used to have a lot of children when the pandemic was still so rife. But now, we are no more sort of identifying so many children, but however, we still have a lot of vulnerable
400
children
is
in
still
our
vulnerable.
neighborhood. The children are still coming. Even those 400 and something are still coming to the center. They need more help. So we want to utilize the center continuously with different activities. For instance, we look at designing a camp where we can always bring children once a week, bring teachers who can help them with maths and science, just continue to build their self-esteem by receiving from our trained care worker, and also empower the community there so that they can show that they don't just receive all the time, they're also giving back. And remember, one of our main objectives is not to make them dependent, but to make them dependent. So we train them so that they can do things for themselves. So that's why we need to continue with some skill development. Your sewing, your knitting, your vegetable garden, so that they can be better leader tomorrow.
Excellent. And so, going forward, and lastly, for you specifically, if people are interested in coming to work with St. John's or support St. John's financially, how can they go about doing that?
We do have our website where we definitely need any help. Remember, everything that we have in the center is through donation, is through support, is through individual empowerment and some organization. So every type of assistance is more than welcome.
Wonderful.
Voluntary work is welcome. People can come during weekends and see what they can do in terms of helping our children with homework,
Paint a
the
wall.
retired teachers, paint the hall, do some sewing with the children, your Boy Scouts,
Yes.
whatever that is really.
So you are open to volunteers?
We are open to volunteer.
Wonderful.
We are open to volunteer so long as we sit down, because we're also very careful as not to open the door for some negative things, because as you know that in South Africa also human trafficking has been so rife, so we have our own systems as how to identify the person before we can actually let him in our program. There's procedures that we go through for the safety and the right of the children.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you're very thorough, and thank you so much for the incredible work you're doing for the community and the children, and dedicated 17 years of changing people's lives. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.